Bill Purcell, give me that one more time there. What a lick. Friends, that's the introduction to Dottie West's next number. We think you'll enjoy it. He calls me baby. Oh, we all sing, child.
He called me baby.
When Dottie West came to Nashville, women were called girl singers and good old boys ruled the day. She wasn't playing by those rules, so she wrote her own. She was fierce and fabulous and loving and kind. Dottie West didn't have an easy life, but she had a great one.
Then one day I woke and he was gone.
So my grandmother was born in 1932. She was actually born a little bit outside of McMinnville, Tennessee, in Frog Pond, Tennessee.
Dorothy Marie Marsh, who the world knows as Dottie West, was raised in real poverty. She was the oldest of the kids. And so she was working in the fields from the time she was a youngster. And I mean hard work, real hard work. They were a very poor family. They were musical. Her father was very musical and placed a guitar in her hands and she was very, very young.
One of the things that did bring joy to their lives at this time was music. Listening to the Grand Ole Opry on the radio, in the living room, pulling back the rug, dancing, playing music. And I believe that started her dream of getting out of that life. So she graduates from high school. She goes to college, which is pretty amazing even for that time. In fact, I think she was the only female in her music class at college where she met my granddad, Bill West. She goes on to marry him, the first man she ever kissed, and they have 4 children together, and 2 of them she has while in college. My granddad majored in electrical engineering, but at his heart, he was a steel guitar player. Their connection at the heart of it was music, and they would play dances, they would write music together.
Bill got a job in Cleveland in a factory, and Dottie gets a job on a local TV show, singing.
I'll sail my ship along, though all my dreams are gone, drifting out across the ocean blue. I'll sail my ship along, though all my sails are torn, and when it starts to sink, then I'll blame you.
Nashville stars used to come to that show in Cleveland because it was a fairly big deal. So she did get to meet, the stars of the day. So she begins to fantasize about going to Nashville, making it in Nashville.
In 1961, the fantasy became reality. Bill quit his job and the family moved to Nashville.
There aren't a whole lot of female songwriters at the time. Mary John Wilkin, Felice Bryant, Cindy Walker, a few others. But Dottie is a songwriter, and she surrounds herself with fellow songwriters, and she becomes the den mother to a whole generation of then up-and-coming songwriters. Hank Cochran, Willie Nelson, Roger Miller, Red Lane, who collaborated quite a bit with Dottie. They all would congregate, and Dottie would be the mom. Dottie would cook. Dottie would be the caregiver to all this group of men songwriters. And she was a female in their midst, and they're equal as a writer.
It's a craft, and she honored the craft, and she loved the craft. One time we went on the road, I went on the road with her band, and when we came home to her house over on Shies Hill Road, Willie was asleep on the floor. Roger Miller was asleep in the recliner, and Chris Christopherson was asleep on the couch in her living room. We didn't know they were there. It scared the hell out of us when we came in there, and there they were. But Dottie had left the key, and it was Songwriter Central.
So she writes at one point a song called Is This Me? And it opens the door. Jim Reeves cuts it. It becomes a smash hit in 1963. And Dottie is in the Songwriter Club.
She came to the attention of legendary producer Chet Atkins, the head of Nashville's powerful RCA Records. He signed Dottie to a record deal.
Then comes Here Comes My Baby in 1964, and she becomes the first woman country artist to win a Grammy Award.
Here comes more tears to cry. Here comes more heartaches by. Here comes my baby back again. Here comes more misery. Here comes old memories. Here comes my baby back again.
And that opens the door to the Grand Ole Opry.
On August 8, 1964, Dottie was inducted as a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Through the highs and lows of the extraordinary career that was to come, the Opry always welcomed her home.
From those records in the 60s on, Would You Hold It Against Me, Mommy, Can I Still Call Him Daddy, Paper Mansions, these songs, when you listen to them to this day, they can affect you because of the power of her voice.
She was, for the first time, able to carry a group on the road, and traveling was hard, and she wasn't making big money. She struggled to keep the group together and to travel and make a living. You know, of course, Bill was traveling with her, too.
There's an old saying in country music circles that the family that plays together stays together. Here's the family to prove it. I'd like for you to meet the very lovely and talented Miss Dottie West and her husband, Bill. Dottie, tell us what Bill does while you sing.
He picks. Show him, hon.
That's very good, yeah. Very good. Dottie, what happens if Bill doesn't pick?
Then I don't sing.
That's togetherness, friends. Just him and her and him. And that's the way it's going to be from now on. As Dottie sings, What's Come Over My Baby? Dottie?
What's come over my baby? He's not the same as before.
Maybe he saw what could happen on down the road. Maybe he saw that.
So what's so special about the number 5,000?
I'm guessing the number of quills on a hedgehog.
Number of times I've been to Disney.
All important, but think Opry.
The distance between the Opry House and Oktoberfest.
Warmer.
October 30th is the 5,000 Saturday Night Opry.
Yes, a big show with Bill Anderson, Chris Jansen, Chris Young, Connie Smith,
Darius Rucker, Dustin Lynch, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood,
Jeannie Seeley, John Conley, Terry Clark, the Gatlin Brothers, and Vince Gill.
a special 2-hour Opry Live. Tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here to alert you to an important Medicare deadline. You may be able to get Part C benefits, including prescriptions, transportation, meals, and coverage for dental work with extractions, fillings, even dentures, all at no additional cost. Plus, depending on your zip code, the benefit that adds money to your Social Security check every single month. Call to check your zip code and get what you deserve. It's free.
I call to save money on copays and get prescriptions, transportation, and my dental work covered. I couldn't believe I was spending money I don't have to spend.
I'm on a fixed income, so I called to get money added to my Social Security check.
Before the Medicare open enrollment deadline, you may be able to get extra benefits and get money added to your Social Security check every single month. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, the live agent will check your zip code to see if you're able to eliminate copays and get prescriptions, transportation, meals, and expanded coverage for dental work with extractions, fillings, even dentures, all at no additional cost. And 3, they'll check if you're eligible to get benefits that add money to your Social Security check every single month, up to $1,700 a year. Call to check your zip code and don't miss the deadline.
I called to eliminate copays.
I called to check my zip code.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to get money added to my Social Security check.
Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call the 800 number on your screen to check your zip code. Don't miss the deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-680-3312. That's 1-800-680-3312 now.
Larry Gatlin wouldn't exist in Nashville if it were not for Dottie West, or Steve Wariner, or Jeannie Seeley, or Tony Tolliver. The list is that long of the number of people that Dottie West helped in this town.
She heard my songs out in Vegas. I said, you write some songs and send them to me, and I'll try to help you in Nashville. I went home to Houston, and I sang these 8 songs into this little Wallensack recorder. And I sent them to Dottie, and that's when she sent me a plane ticket. She became kind of my boss. I sang in her band. I tried playing bass for a little while, but I'd never played bass in my life, and it was quite obvious. I played one night, she said, "You're fired." Just sing the harmony part. She was an inspiration. She was my champion. She took me to Chet Atkins. She took me to Chris Christopherson and Fred Foster. Were it not for her, excuse me, I'd be probably be an average at best and horrible at worst lawyer in Houston.
In the 70s, Dottie expanded her career from writing hit country songs to writing music for commercials. Country Sunshine wasn't just the theme of a popular Coca-Cola ad, though. It was so good, it won a Clio Award and became a hit record.
To go where life is more exciting, but I was raised on country sunshine.
I can remember Dottie saying about her marriage with Bill and the relationship. She said, Bill he's happy where we are. And she said, but I still have more dreams. And Bill doesn't seem to want to push to do those things as much as I do. And she said, it's kind of hard. And she said, I mean, it's my father's children. We've had a great marriage, but this was a challenge for her that he didn't want to reach for more. Maybe he saw what could happen on down the road. Maybe he saw that.
She and Bill eventually divorce, and she takes up with her drummer, Byron.
I saw the romance beginning with Byron, and just like we talked with kids, you can't change anything, and those hearts will be hearts.
Byron, at the time, I think was 29, and she was 41-ish, maybe. At the time, this was not the thing. But Dottie is very forthright about it. She said, I like younger men.
I remember thinking, this is great. Dottie's getting to live those teenage, young 20s years, carefree years that she didn't get to do in her teens and 20s. And I could see how absolutely happy she was and her new lease on life. And a lot of the changes that I saw Byron bringing was being a little more daring, but it was also keeping up with the times, and we have to change with the times.
In 1977, Dottie West was 45 years old. Her record struggled on the charts. To most observers, her days as a hitmaker were over. And then, one night, everything changed.
Kenny Rogers, so he's a larger-than-life performer. He hears her recording in the studio, goes down, takes a listen, and asks to join her. And he's already huge at this time. And so they are singing together, and that's where the magic begins. Next thing you know, they are playing stadiums of 100,000 plus people, and they become a larger-than-life duo, winning awards together, duets of the year, and the chemistry between them really fuels these amazing songs they have and made the performances pretty incredible.
And I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight. And if you think I'm bragging, well, you're right. Your love sent me flying, and I'm higher than a kite. And I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight. I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight. And if you think I'm bragging, well, you're right. Your love sent me flying, and I'm higher than a kite. And I
just went, you can knock me down, but you better have a big rock if you want to keep me there. I'm getting back up.
Get your popcorn and refreshments. It's time for Circle's Monday Night Drive-In. Each week, Circle will be presenting a new movie starting at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central. This month, we'll be showing a variety of military movies.
No matter what it is you want me to do, I'll do it forever and the rest of my life.
Join us at the drive-in every Monday night all month long.
Please unveil the monument.
Only on Circle.
People always ask us, why Dish? We say it's the effortless things, like our voice remote with Google Assistant, the freedom to watch TV anywhere, and now more than ever, our rewarding Refer a Friend program. All you need to do to get started is say, Refer a Friend, into your voice remote. You'll receive a custom referral code, which you can share with everyone you know. When a friend signs up for Dish, you'll both earn points you can redeem for things you love, like $100 in bill credits, free movie rentals, home theater awesomeness, and more. But don't just take our word for it. See why people all over the country are referring friends and family to Dish. The home of America's best value, service, and technology. Dish, tuned in to you.
Premiums, $0 copays, or no deductibles.
Why is it important for those on Medicare to call right now?
Right now is the Medicare annual enrollment period, and it only lasts until December 7th. That's why it's really important to call before the deadline for your free benefits review.
We're providing a special toll-free number for your viewers on your screen now. Our agents will let you know if you can take advantage of newer plans that might be able to give you extra benefits and lower costs. Just call the number on your screen now to find out if you're eligible to save money and get additional benefits, like free hearing aids, free eyeglasses, and free rides to medical appointments. You may also be eligible for $0 monthly premiums, $0 deductibles, or no copays. There's no obligation to enroll. The call and Medicare benefits review are absolutely free. You don't get these benefits automatically, so call now.
Call 800-286-5102. 800-286-5102.
Dottie was a star. She had star quality. She had that, you know, we have a saying here in Nashville, as it pertains to recording, you can't overdub the feel. You know, if it doesn't have that whatever that thing, you can put steel guitar on it, you can put strings, you can put vocal. You can't overdub. You can overdub everything else. You can't overdub the feel. As it pertains to that charisma, that it, you can't teach someone the it factor, you know, the star quality. When Dottie was announced, she made an entrance, and it wasn't phony. It wasn't a diva. It was, you paid your hard-earned money to see me, and I'm gonna look like a star when I get out there. And you're gonna know that the money you, even before I sing a note, you're gonna know.
Dottie was glamorous. She was sexy. She was bold. She was a whole new look in country music. The early 80s were great years for Dottie. She was having hits on her own and hits with Kenny. Her albums with Kenny sold millions. Her daughter, Shelley West, was having her own hit records. Her first grandchild, Tess, was born, and she finally bought her mansion on the hill. But in the midst of it all, clouds appeared on the horizon. Her marriage to Byron came to a sad and bitter end. Kenny began to record with a variety of duet partners.
I think she was really brought down a lot more than she tried to show when Kenny started then recording with some other people. And I think that she knew that was the end of that, and her future was, you know, a little more uncertain then.
While continuing to work tirelessly, Dottie trusted the wrong people with her money. The IRS showed up, and Dottie realized she was broke.
I talked to Dottie all the time during those years when she was being hounded by the IRS. when she was having to declare bankruptcy, when she was humiliated with a public auction of her stuff in front of her. She always tried to keep her head up. She always tried to keep her dignity. I mean, it was the worst. It had to have been the worst feeling in the world to have all your treasured stuff thrown on the ground and bid on by strangers. I mean, it's like, and she, bless her heart, she just went, you can knock me down, but you better have a big rock if you want to keep me there. I'm getting back up. I am going to beat this. I am going to survive. I am going to triumph. I am coming back. I am going to do that. And she was coming back. She had a duets album planned, a trio planned with Tammy Wynette and Tanya Tucker. She had an autobiography in the works. All of this stuff she was going to claw her way back. She was not going to let these people defeat her.
As she had at every stage in her career, Dottie found stability at the Opry.
Sometimes when I'm down and all alone, I feel just like a child without a home. The love you give me keeps me hanging on. Oh, honey, all I ever need is you. Well, you're my first love, you're my last. Whoa. Well, you're my future, you're my past. Oh. Loving you is all I ask. Honey, all I ever need is you. Weathers come and then they go.
On August 30th, 1991, the unthinkable happened. Dottie was gravely injured in a car accident on her way to perform on the Friday Night Opry. She died 5 days later in a Nashville hospital.
People were starting to name statistics like, well, if you've passed away, it's harder to get in. It's harder to get in if you're a woman. It's just probably not going to happen.
Are you noticing an increase in wrinkles and sagging skin? Is your body storing fat more easily? Do you suffer from a lack of energy or the draining side effects of restless sleep? What if I told you it's not your fault? It's just a part of the normal aging process. Hi, I'm Kim Lyons. As a fitness expert, I have always been on the hunt for the next great breakthrough. And that's why I was so excited to learn about the youth hormone associated with reducing body fat, increasing lean muscle mass, and even reducing wrinkles. It's called human growth hormone, or HGH. And as early as your mid-20s, your natural production begins to drop dramatically. The solution? Cerevital. Cerevital is the only amino acid complex shown in a clinical trial to trigger the body's own natural release of HGH from the pituitary gland and increase mean HGH levels by an astonishing 682%.
I would definitely say that Cerevital has turned back the clock for me. Other people, my nieces and nephews, would say things like, "Your skin is glowing," and I'd be like, "Really?"
Cerevital boosts your HGH naturally and at a fraction of the cost of painful synthetic HGH injections.
I am 50 and Cerevital gave me my youth back.
Cerevital sells for $99 in stores, but call right now because we're letting as many women as possible try Cerevital for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes and we'll also include free shipping. You owe it to yourself to try Cerevital for 30 days. It's absolutely risk-free.
Backed by 4 clinical trials, Cerevital is a true scientific breakthrough, 20 years in the making. Find out why over 4 million boxes of Cerevital have been sold.
Call 800-719-8755 or go to trycerevital.com.
She was one of country music's first female singer-songwriters. She was the first woman in country music to win a Grammy. She had hit records across decades. She was a trailblazer with enormous heart, talent, vision, and hard work. She had forged a spectacular career. So why, people started to ask, wasn't Dottie West in the Country Music Hall of Fame?
People were starting to just count her out. It had been too many years since she passed, 20 years, 25 years. And people were starting to say, well, if she would have gotten in, it would have happened by now. People were starting to name statistics like, well, if you've passed away, it's harder to get in. It's harder to get in if you're a woman. It's just probably not gonna happen. One random day, I get this phone call from my mom with literally no context whatsoever. She says, Tess, I need you to sit down. She's in. She only told me 2 words, and I broke down in tears. I knew what it meant. But what makes the story so great is that because it took so many years, it started this rallying cry from fans from everywhere around the world, petitions. And the fans just refused to forget her. They refused to not see her in the Hall of Fame. And not just the fans, people who she had helped so many years ago, like Steve Wariner, Larry Gatlin, Jeannie Seeley, they never forgot her. So every chance they had to get her name in the media, to remember her, to remind everyone that she was not in the Hall of Fame, they did it. And I think that was so beautiful. Had she just gotten in so much earlier, it wouldn't have fit with her story, as well as seeing these people come back and help her the way she helped them, and to see people really still remember her and fight for seeing her in that rotunda.
When I heard that they finally had chosen Dottie to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, I was so thrilled, and I could just see how happy she would be. And then I was elated when Peter Cooper called me and asked me if I would sing Here Comes My Baby at the medallion ceremony. And I remember thinking, oh, that is tough, and you're in the Hall of Fame, and you're half of the audience are Hall of Fame members. You're in certainly country music royalty territory here. And it's enough to intimidate anybody. And I was kind of nervous and anxious about it, but at one point backstage, I just remember thinking, no, I feel like Dottie's with me, and I feel like I'm able to finish what she started.
When you made love to me tonight, I felt as if I'd died and gone to heaven. And if that's how it feels to die, lay me in your arms, I'm through with living. I'll get down on my knees and thank the good Lord up above that I'm the lucky girl you chose to love. I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight. And if you think I'm bragging, well, you're right. Your love has sent me flying, and I'm higher than a kite. I feel sorry for anyone who isn't me tonight.
You got the kind of body that was made to give a man a lot of pleasure.
Credit card